Yo, what's good, my people? We back with another classic. You know, we are with the gang. We're gonna do a really special video for y'all today. Top 5 Jedis. And Dylan, do a little bit more explanation.
It's gonna be based off of our favorites, not as who's the best Jedi, who's the most powerful. It's just gonna be based off who we like the most, who means something to us.
So yeah, nostalgic effects will be coming into us because again, this is our favorite, opinionized. Also, there's not gonna be any Anakins here today because
no Count Dooku, no Anakin, nobody who's turned to the dark side. They gotta be Jedi for life.
Dylan, start it off, man.
To start it off, coming in at 5 for me is Ezra Bridger from Star Wars Rebels. I know you've not seen Rebels.
I have not.
But Star Wars Rebels for me is criminally underrated. I did not watch this when it was on Disney XD. I watched it when Disney Plus released, and that was my first thing that I binge watched was Rebels because I waited a while to watch it. And it is some of the best storytelling in all of Star Wars, and Ezra's story of going from a street rat to becoming a Jedi under Kanan and Ahsoka and just everything. His whole entire story is one of the best in all of Star Wars in my opinion. And Rebels, like I said, I recommend it to everyone and anyone that's a Star Wars fan. You know, I understand why some people don't want to watch it because the animation is a little bit different. Regarding the storytelling, it's phenomenal. And Ezra's story is phenomenal. And you know, I can't wait to see him hopefully in the Ahsoka series because we know Ahsoka series' main idea of it is gonna be her search for Thrawn. And if she's searching for Thrawn, then she will be searching for Ezra because Ezra is with Thrawn wherever they are. So that's 5 for me.
I know he's gonna be mad at my number 5. I know probably a lot of y'all gonna be mad at my number 5. But just to give you a little heads up, I like the movies. I've never really been a big fan of the animation series, Clone Wars. I have the movie Clone Wars. Never really been a big fan. So a lot of the other Jedis, other than the main ones, I've not really been associated with. So number 5, I had to, you know, a little improvise, and I gave that one to Rey. Rey is my number 5.
Hey, at least he didn't say Rey Skywalker.
Rey Skywalker is my favorite. Oh! She's my top 5. I can't really name anybody else other than her. I think she's overhated. I think I liked her in The Force Awakens. You know, if I had any issues with her, it's just too similar to the storyline of Luke in The New Hope. Again, that's always been an issue with them. Also, I don't like how powerful they made her so quick.
Thanks.
But I liked her. I think Daisy Ridley did a great job as portraying her character and what her flaws are and how she is as a person. And yeah, I just think she's overhated. Yep, that's my number 5.
So basically, you had to resort to putting Rey at your 5 because you haven't seen any other Star Wars content.
That's exactly one.
Oh my God.
That's exactly one.
This kid, bro. Coming in at number 4 for me is probably the Jedi that means, if we were basing this list off of who means the most to me, she'd probably be number 2. Number 4 for me though, in favorite, is Ahsoka Tano. My thing is, every generation of Star Wars fans has their Jedi. Original trilogy era has, the kids that grew up during that era have Luke. Prequel era kids have Anakin and Obi-Wan. Now, we were both born in 2002, so we were born when the prequels were out, but
Attack of the Clones.
We weren't old enough to really watch it and understand it. I didn't start understanding it until I was like 5.
Yeah, because you could watch something, but your mind doesn't really truly
doesn't comprehend it.
But yeah,
so Clone Wars started in 2008. I was 6 years old in 2008.
Nice math.
I don't do math. I was 6 when Clone Wars began. She's the Jedi of my childhood. Anakin means the most to me, and I relate to him the most, and he's my favorite. Well, not my favorite, but like, I'm not gonna explain it. I don't know how to explain it, but Ahsoka is who I consider to be the Jedi of my childhood. Like, and now kids these days have Rey, but Clone Wars era kids
He's pointed at me.
Yeah, this kid. Clone Wars era kids have Ahsoka. And Ahsoka, going from that Clone Wars movie, which was absolute trash. I don't know if that's your only connection with Clone Wars, I feel bad for you because Clone Wars.
I haven't watched the movie in years.
Clone Wars is some of the best Star Wars content out there. From Anakin and her having Anakin didn't want a Padawan, to them becoming like a brother and sister, and her story of leaving the Jedi Order because I forget her name, but that one Jedi framed her in the bombing of the Jedi Temple. And she left the Jedi Order, and it broke Anakin's heart, and that's part of the reason he turned to the dark side, and that had such a big effect on him. Then her story in the Siege of Mandalore, and her battle with Darth Maul in season 7, oh my, one of the best animated Star Wars duel, and top 5 for me in lightsaber duel in all of Star Wars. Her appearance in The Mandalorian, how important how important of a role she was on Grogu, and her her referring to Anakin and talking about the attachment that Grogu had to Din, and she's getting her own series, and I cannot wait to see that series with live action Ahsoka, Rosario Dawson. Hopefully we'll see Captain Rex, we'll see flashbacks, we'll be seeing Thrawn, Ezra, but Ahsoka means a lot to me, and yeah, she's my number 4.
Perfect casting for Ahsoka as well.
It was a fan cast. Dave Filoni based it off of the fan.
That's a W, because that's actually exactly how I pictured her if they were ever to do a live action. Because obviously, even though I'm not a big fan of the animated series, I've always known who Ahsoka is. So that's a pretty cool actor that they did, and pretty cool idea that they came up with. But number 4 for me is Qui-Gon Jinn. Yeah. I actually mess with him. I like Liam Neeson. I wasn't a big fan of Phantom Menace, and I still am not a big fan of Phantom Menace. But I do like him as Qui-Gon Jinn. I think that he had a very important role into the movie, and what he said earlier in the videos we did before, he maybe could have changed how Anakin turned out as a Jedi if he would have trained him in the ways of the Force. Because he was very wise, very powerful, and I just love Liam Neeson's approach to him, even though I don't like a lot of the writing and the dialogue in the movie. And I just love the kind of fatherly figure he had to Obi-Wan. I loved his character. He's by far my favorite character in Phantom Menace. Yeah, that's my number 4.
Coming in at number 3 for me is Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon, in my opinion, is the most, not influential, but the most important character in the Skywalker saga. He had the biggest effect or impact on the Skywalker saga. If he did not find Anakin on Tatooine and convince the council to train him as a Padawan, there would be no Skywalker saga.
Mm-hmm.
I just recently uploaded an article that what if Qui-Gon didn't die? What if Qui-Gon trained Anakin?
Go check that out.
If Qui-Gon trained Anakin, he would have been the father figure that Anakin needed in his life. He would have been able to understand Anakin's emotions better than Obi-Wan did, and his feelings for his mother and for Padme, and not that Qui-Gon would necessarily support it and encourage it, because Qui-Gon was really one that believed not in the Jedi ways. Actually, that's not true. Qui-Gon would not support, but wouldn't be against.
Yeah, you wouldn't be against it, but I know what you mean. Like he respects the Jedi rule.
No, that's the thing with Qui-Gon. What I like about him, I've just finished Master and Apprentice. He goes against the Jedi Order. He doesn't agree with
them not being able to breathe?
I'm talking about relationship.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So Qui-Gon is somebody who was really one with the Force. He believed in all the meditation. He believed in, he wanted to follow the will of the Force, and he disagreed with some of all the politics and
I get what you mean. You're saying that he didn't go against the Force, like his gut feeling pretty much over the Force. That's what you're trying to say.
He was more one with the Force.
Because that's true. Because a lot of his ideas and a lot of his decisions in Phantom Menace were based off the Force. So I agree with what you're saying.
And he's one of the wisest Jedi up there. He's up there with Yoda. He's up there with as powerful as Master Yoda and Mace Windu. I don't know if you know this, but he taught both Yoda, he taught Obi-Wan how to become one with the Force, how to become a Force ghost and be one with the Force, which has led to most of the Jedi becoming Force ghosts now, as we saw in Rise of Skywalker, we saw it in Return of the Jedi, we've seen it in Clone Wars. So he's one of the most important Jedi ever and one of my favorites.
Yeah, he did nothing but spit facts. But number 3 for me, and I almost forgot this guy, the little person himself, Yoda, who's an absolute beast in Battlefront. I don't know if y'all seen it, but this
kid's played Battlefront once.
Dude, he was a god. Like I swear, I was shooting.
He's OP.
Dude, he's OP. Dude's like jumping like 7 feet in the air, like he sliced people in the head. Like it was so crazy. Everything about him in the original was just classic. Like the puppet, the puppet that he was, and just the wise quotes that he had. That actually a lot of people use to this day. Like sometimes it's a meme, but there's a lot of quotes that he had that's like iconic, and it's like that's facts. So he's number 3 for me. Again, nostalgic for me, nostalgia. He's, in my opinion, the wisest Jedi. I also loved a lot of the fight scenes that he had in the prequels. I love the fight scene he had with Dooku. Oh my God, why am I blanking? Palpatine. Those were godly. But I really did like his role in the originals more than the prequels. Actually, I like the prequels more? Whatever. But he was still a god. I freaking love him. And yeah, Just a lot of nostalgic reasons for him, and that's my number 3.
All right, I'm not gonna have a rebuttal for Gabe's choice of Yoda because I respect and believe that every opinion in Star Wars and in life is valid with enough evidence and things to back it up. Even though in Star Wars community there's a lot of toxicity and bad takes. And as a big Anakin fan, Yoda's not in my top 5, and I'll get to my next 2. But I disagree. I love. Don't get me wrong. I love Yoda. Yoda's one of the best Star Wars characters, but he's not one of my favorite Jedi's, just because I disagree with his treatment of Anakin in the prequels. I disagree with how he ignored Anakin's feelings with his mother. Yoda could sense what was happening with him and Padme, but ignored it. Didn't give him any advice. He knew how Anakin was feeling. He knew about Anakin's nightmares, but didn't do anything about it. And I just think that Yoda in the prequels was way too caught up with politics, and he kind of lost his way in the Force and being one with the Force, if that makes sense. In the original trilogy, that Yoda is goated. But moving on to my number 2, Obi-Wan Kenobi. This man went through hell.
In life.
His master was killed and died in his honor. The one woman he loved, Satine, in the Clone Wars, you wouldn't be familiar with.
No, actually, no, I know who that is.
Oh, wow. Satine was killed by Darth Maul, who also killed his master, and Satine died in his honor. Darth Maul just said,
yeah, bro.
Obi-Wan. And then his former brother, best friend, Padawan, Anakin, turned to the dark side, and Obi-Wan had to witness it and almost end him, and he watched the turn to the dark side and him become Vader. And we're gonna see. I cannot wait to see this Kenobi series. They
just started filming, right?
Yes, April. I believe Kenobi is going to be the best product Disney will put out regarding Star Wars. And that includes Mandalorian, that includes Rebels, that includes the sequels. And I think it's gonna be the best thing that they put out, because fans have been waiting for Kenobi's story for so long, at seeing what happened between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope.
People are gonna love that.
There are so many things that are unknown, and there's so many possibilities that have been theorized and what ifs. And the thing with Obi-Wan is he never turned to the dark side. After everything he went through, he never turned to the dark side.
Strong mind.
He's strong-minded, he's wise, he's great. One of the most powerful Jedi with a lightsaber, and he always stayed true to the Force, and he stayed true to himself. And then he had such a big impact on Luke's life. He's just one of the best ever, and I cannot wait to see Ewan McGregor reprise his role as Kenobi in the Kenobi series. It's gonna be fantastic.
I think we got the same top 2.
Yeah, probably.
We probably do.
I know we got the same top 1. The same one.
Stupid. My number 2 is his little stance that he has in Revenge of the Sith that he has. I just love everything about him. Again, when he said he's very strong-minded. He has a lot of the best quotes in the show, and I'm just super excited for Kenobi series. I can't wait to see more of Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. I also grew up in the era of the prequels, and I always used to watch Revenge of the Sith, and he was one of the highlights for it. And he's my number 2.
Number 1 for me. Gotta be Luke Skywalker. Luke is not perfect.
Nope.
He makes mistakes. He's got his father's anger, He has patience, but Empire Strikes Back, he didn't have much patience. He left training and made an impulse decision to go save his friends, which paid off. But if you're familiar with Legends and even canon now too, some of the novels and comics and canon, the things this man did and how powerful he was after Return of the Jedi that we did not get to see unless you read the books or the comics. Unreal. We got a hint of that in the Mandalorian finale with Luke, one of the most badass scenes in all of Star Wars. He's arguably the greatest Jedi to ever live. He brought balance to the Force, saving Darth Vader, turning him back to the light side, and starting when they are at the Imperial shuttle in Return of the Jedi, and Vader's lying down and takes off the helmet. Starting there to the end of Return of the Jedi, arguably my favorite, I'd say 25 to a half hour. Arguably my favorite 30 minutes in all of Star Wars. The
ending.
There's the whole galaxy celebrating with the Ewok theme. Dude, I can jam to that song any day. Yeah, he's just one of the most important Jedi and one of the most important people in all of Star Wars and the whole entire galaxy of Star Wars. And he'll go down as one of the most iconic characters in all of film. He means a lot to me. He represents hope, and his story of going from a farm boy to one of the most powerful beings in the entire universe is phenomenal. And yeah, he's my number 1.
Come on, man. Look at me straight in the eye. Who the hell is gonna be number one other than what you just said? My number one is obviously Luke Skywalker. Luke, to me, in my opinion, is Star Wars. Like that's the first thing that comes to my mind. I don't know about you. That's who I think of when I think of Star Wars. That's my childhood. I think he has the best outfit in all of Star Wars.
And Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi. That's in my opinion the favorite. That little glove that he has. It's so hard. Pause. And everything about him is just Star Wars to me. I think he represents the best of Star Wars. And I love his character development in The Last Jedi, unlike someone and most of Star Wars fans.
Oh my.
I like when they show that even the most powerful beings can have dark.
The only thing I respect about it is Rian Johnson took a risk. That's the only thing I respect about it. I completely disagree with it though.
I think Luke is the strongest Jedi ever. In my opinion, again, I'm not that big into the Star Wars universe as he is, but I'm really big into the movies. And I think he's the most powerful Jedi. And I just love him, and I love everything about Star Wars that included him in it, everything. Also, the scene that he had in The Mandalorian, godly. That's like a scene that I'm gonna tell my kids, like how I reacted to that.
I recorded my reaction.
Really?
Not gonna lie.
Did you know who it was gonna be?
I thought it was gonna be
Ahsoka?
No, Ezra, because we already saw Ahsoka. I thought it was gonna be Ezra, or because they talked about Thrawn, I thought it was gonna be Ezra, but I'm like, nah, it's gotta be Luke. When I saw the X-Wing, low key, if I'm being honest, I cried.
Pussy.
Just seeing him back, that just meant so much to me. I'm not the only one that cried. I watched plenty of people cry. Star Wars Theory cried, but really bad. Like
he was like,
I got teary-eyed, but
he was like,
he was taking breaths. You know,
it means a lot, man. That's a big character. That's
means
Star
a lot
Wars.
to a lot of people. He means a lot to a lot of people, and his impact on Star Wars and fans and just movies is unreal.
When I watched that scene, I wasn't crying. I was more like jumping and we was hella hype, and it was just a great scene, a great thing to do. And that just shows an example of how much Luke really means to the Star Wars universe. And he is by far my favorite character in the Star Wars universe. Actually, Han Solo's up there. Han Solo's definitely up there. Oh, I love Han.
In top 3, like in all of the.
Again, I'm a big OG. I'm a big OG. I rep the OG gang. You know how we do it over here, man. So Han is definitely probably top. I have to think more. I'm kind of like
you're on the spot.
Yeah, I'm on the spot. It's hard to think. Maybe if I make a list and if I rewatch it, I can probably think of it again. That's our top 5, man. You do the outro, man. Do it for us, man.
Not based off of how powerful, not based on how the best. We'll leave the link to our past videos, our website, the recent article about Qui-Gon. We got future content coming out. We got plenty of drafts on the website. So yeah, appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Peace.